In this video, you get to see that it doesn't matter who you are or how much experience you have in fabrication, things don't always go smoothly.
Dang it. Oh, man.
Hey Garage Fabbers, we're working on the engine in the Mighty Max today. The throttle body on this 4G63 engine is on the front by the pulleys, but it wasn't always that way. In the factory 98 Eclipse, the intake manifold was in the rear by the firewall, the pulleys were on the left side of the car, and the throttle body was on the opposite side of the pulleys on the right. When turning the 4G63 to fit a rear-wheel drive configuration like the Mighty Max, the throttle body causes some problems. You can see on this side of the intake manifold that there's not much room for a throttle body to fit, so some changes had to be made. A common modification is to remove the flange from one side and weld it to the other side so that you can attach the throttle body to the other side of the intake manifold. It shouldn't be that difficult, but the problem is the intake manifold is made of cast aluminum, which requires TIG welding. Unfortunately, I don't know how to TIG weld. Well, obviously it's been done already, so explain that one. I was getting to that and get out of my garage. A super famous YouTube fabricator offered to help at just the right time. So I got my intake manifold modified. I got to work with a fellow YouTuber that I followed for a really long time, and I got this super cool collaboration video. I'm excited for this visit for a couple reasons. I get to learn a little bit about TIG welding, but I also expect to learn a little bit about the DSM engine that I'm working on. I'm Toyota guy. I understand Toyota engines like the back of my hand. DSM engines, on the other hand, might as well be from a flying saucer. Justin, on the other hand, is DSM guy, so I'm excited to be able to lean on him a little bit about the things that I don't fully understand. When I first started Garage Fab a few years ago, I never imagined that it would get to the point where I would have the opportunity to work with somebody like Justin from the fabrication series.
First things first, what stays, what goes?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Okay. This is coming off. That I know.
We gotta put it over here.
It's going over here,
right?
Because the engine was that way. It is now facing this way. So this currently is hitting the firewall. So this needs to be relocated over here. So we're gonna cut the flange off.
Yep.
We're gonna weld it on. You're gonna weld it on.
You don't wanna try it?
I'd be willing to try it, but I don't know what I'm doing, so.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So, these lines, do you need them?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll worry about it later.
All right, let's just assume that you will need them, so we'll keep the screw ports in place there. All of these ports, you can delete them later if you want, but for right now, we'll keep them there.
Okay.
Your throttle linkage, this is gonna be non-existent, so at some point you'll have to figure out how to get it on this side, because without the throttle cable, we don't know where it's gonna actually sit at, right?
Right.
So we'll zip zap these off of here real quick, and then as soon as you got those out of the way, then we'll figure out where we're gonna make the cut on here, and also we'll take the throttle body off.
Okay.
So now we'll get rid of this.
Aluminum has to be super clean. Can I use an abrasive wheel, or do I need to use something else?
You could use an abrasive wheel because you're gonna have to prep this anyway, but ideally you don't want to use an abrasive wheel. You'll want like a saw blade or something else like that, because it's gonna be ridiculously difficult to get an abrasive wheel to cut straight, which is ideally what you want anyways. Just hold it nice and steady, because if you have it just slightly off at an angle, it'll bite it. And it'll want to yank it out of your hand.
Like that?
I should have asked, have you ever used one of these?
Nope. Not too bad. Not good, but not bad.
I've seen worse.
So what are we gonna do here?
Put it on the other side.
Yeah,
that.
We're just gonna do it now?
Well, I mean, a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you got two options. We can plug this first, or we can mount that first. It makes no difference.
Well, then why does it matter?
It's just your choice.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you.
I want to see some welding. Okay, how
There's
are we
gonna be
going
a lot
to?
of welding.
Okay. How? We got a metal plug. We got to get that out, or are we just going to cut through it?
We're actually going to use it. So when we go to cut our hole through here to mount our tube into, then we're going to use this as to hold the center of the hole saw. Just send a hole saw through it.
Oh, okay.
Super easy. You want to do that first?
Sure. I like hole saws. They're holy. Are you going to do the hole saw on a hole saw thing?
Do what?
Somebody once told me that you could use a hole saw to center a hole saw, and I never done it. Am I doing stuff?
Yeah. So center that up to roughly about where you want it.
Oh, I thought aren't we using that?
Well, we will, if you want it there. You can have it a little bit high, a little bit low. You just got to figure out where it is on here that you want to put it. So.
Oh, we're gonna put it. Oh, okay. I was thinking we were gonna use this whole circle as the. Okay.
Oh,
never
no,
mind. All right. No. Well then.
You put that right about where you want it. I can be a helping hand.
That's cool.
I'm an apprentice. Just send it through the middle so it gives us a center. Well, you can trace the outside if you want. It doesn't really matter.
See. I understand now.
So as long as we get it somewhere in that general area, we're good.
3 attempts and all of them were in a different spot.
Just average it.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere in that general area. Yeah, that ought to work. Yeah, beautifully. Everybody usually says go easy on the hole saws. I say give it hell. Set it on number 2 and just feed it in there.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to break my arm.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You want some gloves?
Gloves are not going to keep my arm from breaking.
Yeah, but if the hole saw jumps out or you do something stupid or whatever the case is, they might stop it from chewing up your hands. What are you doing?
Trying to. I've learned my lesson. I got a video on that.
Okay.
You should watch that video.
Oh yeah?
I know you've never seen my videos before.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
No kidding, so am I.
Oh God. In case anybody hasn't seen that video, I like to drill the holes first so that when it drops in like that, and it almost broke my arm anyways, less of a chance of breaking your arm or delaying it since it's gonna happen right now. I am scared.
It's like Ralphie. I'm in danger. Nice and easy.
Huh?
Just go nice and easy. Everybody usually says go easy on the hole saws. I say give it hell. Just go nice and easy. Give it hell. Nice and easy. Give it hell. Nice and easy. And straight.
Huh?
And straight.
Am I crooked?
You are.
Which way? Oh, that way.
Yeah.
Where's my mic at? You're not going to be using my sound.
Let me jump in here real quick because what would a Garage Fab video be without a tangent? If you didn't know, Justin made his own version of this same project, but his video posted a couple weeks ago. Thank you for that thumbnail, Justin. I appreciate it. The cool thing about it was I got to see some comments on this project before I even finished with my version. Some of those comments were suggestions on how to not get hit in the face with your drill while using a hole saw. And I just wanted to take a minute and try some of them out. The first one, if I'm being honest, I'm pretty embarrassed about. Most drills nowadays, that makes me sound old, have an adjustable clutch on them. It's this collar with numbers on there and the drill bit. The purpose of this mechanism is to allow the drill to slip at various torques. I always drill on the drill setting. This drill bit means that the drill will not slip at all. So if the hole saw gets caught in your material, the handle's probably going to swing around and knock you out. Now, I don't know why I don't use the clutch setting. I just never have. And that's kind of the whole purpose of it. So today I'm going to use a hole saw on some wood with various clutch settings and see if I can remember why I don't use the clutch setting. Clutch setting number 1. Way too slippery. Clutch setting 5. Yep. No. Clutch setting 9. Okay, it's starting to move, but clutch setting 13. Okay, we're getting there. Clutch setting 17. Clutch setting 21. We're already at the highest on this Bauer drill. I really like this drill, but I don't know if the clutch is like lower quality than others. Okay, that's quite brilliant. So I will definitely be using the clutch mechanism more often because it's, again, brilliant. Every time the hole saw got stuck, the drill would just slip rather than smacking me in the face. Again, kind of embarrassed that I never used it. I just never used it. I don't know why. Maybe because when the drill is slipping, it's not cutting, and because I'm so impatient, I want it to be cutting all the time, but in reality, if it's hitting you in the face, it's not cutting either. So which one's better? Probably the clutch. Another suggestion was to hold the drill in your left hand while bracing the drill on your chest, so that if it catches, it won't swing around and hit you in the face, rather it'll just press more firmly up against your chest. That method was also quite brilliant. Drilling with the left hand, even though it's a little awkward when you're right-handed and your left hand is a little... Bracing the battery on your chest means that when the hole saw grabs, it just presses against your chest a little harder with no pain. There's no twisted arms, no broken bones, no swollen face cheek things. What? So if any of Justin's viewers that left that message on his video are seeing this, thank you, my friends. I will definitely be using these methods in the future.
This is officially ruined. I hope you know how to plug that.
I better watch a YouTube on it real quick. How pretty do you want this? Zip that down, make it all nice and OEM-ish.
Yeah.
Well,
are you wanting to insert something in there, or just
a tube will go in there
right on top?
Yeah, 2.5.
Oh, this is that
right
side.
Inside.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking of the plug on the
the other side. Well, we can either cut that on the fast cut, or we can zip zap one with a hole saw again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll grind it down real fast then.
You might want to put a radius into it if you think you got the fluidness.
Oh, absolutely. I want to get super fancy here in a second, but I don't know if this is gonna cut it.
No, it grinds it. Not too chabs.
Am I hired?
Maybe.
No. I'm not trying to second guess your abilities, sir, but this looks ridiculous.
Oh no, it's extra horsepower, blended volume, you know, shit like that.
Okay.
That is a very interesting way to use a selfie stick.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
My wife graduated.
Ah, congratulations. I think this is 2 1/4 inch tube, right? Just a little bit of prep with this surface prep pad, Scotch-Brite, whatever you want to call it, because it kind of matches the cast look. So when you weld it on there, it almost looks kind of OEM.
Yeah, I like it.
It slips beautifully into there.
I like that too.
Well, I mean, we can square it up, whatever. I used to chase it out with the lathe years ago, but it's just it's a me thing.
Okay.
For all you mini trucker types, you know, I don't know.
What? We don't care.
I've seen some stuff around the valley.
You're more of an asshole in person.
How much of this is going into the clip, I wonder. So you just got to decide where you want it.
Do we care?
Not necessarily.
Just enough to weld?
It will increase your plenum volume. It will give you a little bit more of a boosty of performance on the top end, if you will, but are you going to notice it? Probably not. I'd say since the front of your cylinder head is going to be in this general area, I'd keep it probably about there-ish or so.
Okay.
Just any old single mark will do. Now you go cut that on the bandsaw.
Okay.
So go just a little bit past the line and leave a little blue on there and you should be just fine.
Not an ounce of blue, just like you said.
Ah, great. If you want, you can steal that chair, or you can stand, or whatever you like.
Do what?
You can steal that chair if you'd like, or you can just stand there.
No, I'll just hover and be really obnoxious.
Oh, okay. You're familiar with TIG welding?
Yeah, I mean, I bought a TIG welder, and then I realized that you can't weld aluminum with it.
And it's a DC only?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That was a kick in the face, so you should probably learn how to TIG before you buy a welder.
Theoretically, yes. Yeah, it's a popular question. So this is obviously on AC, so current's going back and forth. The positive side of the current cleans the metal off, pulls the oxide layer off of it. The negative side digs down into it. But we got cast aluminum, which means the inside of that thing is just filled with all kinds of garbage. And the grade of the aluminum is variable grade. Since we don't know the composition of the cast and we're welding a very thick piece, which is your flange, to a very thin piece, which is this tube, we gotta preheat this flange, and all the while we're gonna chase out the junk. So the first pass that we're gonna make around here is not gonna be with filler. We're just going to run it over the top of there and wait for all the little bubbles to come out of it. And once it comes down with a clean, fresh layer, like it's just been reset, then we can actually weld to it. And by the time we get all the way around this thing, it should be nice and hot, and then we can just go in there and start adding our filler all the way around. That's the theory, at least.
Okay.
It doesn't always work that way.
I'm excited.
So you see the little bubbles? So I'm just kind of going around right now. A lot of it's just kind of dancing around and kind of getting mad. But this casting is not too bad. DSM is like, it's always been pretty solid, decent. But if I see any bubbles come up or whatever the case is, I got to get rid of them. Uh-oh. I messed up.
I'm not supposed to do that.
I missed it.
Trust me, you saw it.
I heard screaming, but that's it.
I dipped my tongue. I don't know why the internet thinks I can weld.
Editing.
Exactly. No, I mean, normally I have a stunt double.
So where's this garbage going again? Is it just going into the air somewhere?
And that's it.
Just pops out and gets blown away by gas, maybe?
Yeah, sometimes it disturbs the gas.
Ah, see, I left a bubble in there.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to get punched in the face.
I'm not that mean.
I've been giving you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pity how you work hard for me, but forgetting how to talk. Nah, I don't like no humble beats. Just go and spice it up. Now it's time to marry me. And right after we're done, I like it when you're looking like that. I like it when you shit, chat, shit. I like it when you're looking like that. Oh, shut your front, don't mind my reaction. I like it when you look like that.
This is the thickest part here, so I'm going to try and get all of this purged out of here. Which means I'll take a little bit longer. And I definitely want it to kind of round over on this side. That way it'll blend with my weld a little bit better, or with my bead when I add filler to it.
And now it should be plenty hot, which means we can go in and start adding some filler. One little teeny tiny drop at a time. That's all we're doing.
Okay, so I've watched you do this 1,000 times from my couch. You're not putting the filler in the arc, are you? You're putting it in the puddle?
Putting it in the pool.
The very edge of the puddle? The heat of the puddles.
We call that a weld pool.
Okay.
MIG welders do puddles.
So this time I want the arc to kind of blend up to the top there. As soon as I got a pool on both sides, add a little drop of filler. There we go. Most of my arc is concentrated on the flange. And I'm varying my foot pedal here just to make sure that I have
An adequate amount of amperage. And you see there's a bunch of junk floating inside of there?
No.
Little speckles, and it's kind of bubbly looking. Well, not bubbly, but burned up a little bit. That's a combination of a lot of heat and the junk that's still floating out of it. That's the nature of cast aluminum.
Don't really expect like perfect dimes on this stuff. Here where I want it to be a little bit wider, I'm adding a little bit more filler just to let it blend downward a little bit. And then once I get slightly out of position or something's not right, I just cut the arc, move the piece, and then run again. It's easy. Anyone can do this stuff. How's my arc shot compared to real life though? Okay, don't answer. I don't want my feelings hurt. I worked really hard for that shot.
I'm competing for best arc shot on the internet.
It's a pretty damn good arc shot, but the only problem is when I'm actually here, I can do this, and you can't do that. You just get what you decided that we should get to see.
I can do that in post.
What, this?
Yeah. I'll do it on my version.
Okay.
Back to the thick one again. Now back to the thin side. So here I'm going just a little bit faster. And again, once I'm out of position, we stop. Ooh. See, it moved on me. Uh-oh. Moved on me again. So right now I'm not in a fantastic position. My hand's a little shaky, but I am being stubborn.
Being what?
Being stubborn.
What's that? Stubborn.
It means instead of stopping and then repositioning and getting into a more comfortable position, I'm fighting it. Not supposed to do that.
A lot of TIG welding is just sitting there looking at it, and you're saying, okay, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct, that's correct. And if it's not correct, you make the correction until you see that it's correct, and then you add your filler. A lot of people think you can just wave it like a magic wand, and then suddenly
it all goes together if you have the correct settings. And that's a bunch of horse shit. You have to control it. Like, TIG welding is one of those things in this world that you can know everything about except for how to do it. It just takes a lot of practice.
So in other words, as I go through here, if it doesn't look right, I don't add filler. I make the correction and then I go in and add filler. So if I notice the tube, which is really thin, is kind of wanting to blow away or whatever, I'll correct it by either pulling the arc down or move it up, or maybe less amps on the foot pedal, maybe more. There's a dozen ways to do this. And none of them are technically wrong. As long as the result is correct, it doesn't really matter. We'll just taper off of it like that.
And there's our welded flange.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, could be better.
Okay, well, it's gorgeous.
Thank you. I haven't welded in like 2 months.
Looks like
So,
it.
yeah, see? All right, we're gonna let this cool down. While that cools, we can cut and plug that side.
Okay. I almost forgot I was famous.
Oh, you still on? One swing too many.
So, are you going to clean this and then it's going to get hot and expand and it's going to fall out?
Okay, kind of the same story. The only difference is before I go in for that cleaning pass, I'm going to tack weld it so it doesn't slip, move, fall, whatever.
Oh, come on. I was saying that it was going to fall in. Now it's not going to fall in.
This is actually flushing out pretty clean, so. I'm relatively satisfied. Oh, geez. We'll just edit that part out. I can never make mistakes on camera. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Going so good. I'm nervous.
Are you?
Can't work in these conditions. I'll be in my trailer. I don't have a trailer.
I probably should have mentioned earlier that I dipped your tungsten in my flesh. Ow.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because I didn't know it was there.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing.
I told myself to stop on that last one too, but did I do that? No.
No.
Felt my hand slipping and I'm like, nope, stop, stop, stop. There it goes. There's some dimage on it. Those came out a little bit cleaner because there was more fresh metal than there was cast metal. So you see like all the little speckles and all the nasty stuff is mostly on the lower half of the weld. That's because that's the cast portion. That came out pretty good.
Yep, beautiful.
I'll take it. Now I just need to put this on there. So flange is squared up here. So it mimics where the head is. Top of this throttle body has that little dip into it. So that's how we know where the top is. So then I just use the square here to make sure that this is nice and flush. I'm kind of eyeballing it this way. So it could be like a decimal or two off in the wrong place. So again, we'll just tack it. If you watch my videos, I'll tell you all the time, maintain at least 3 tack welds to prevent distortion. All right, time to weld. We're gonna jump up to 3/32 filler. This is just eating it alive. 1/16, just a little bit too small. Do you have good health insurance? You're awfully close. Oh, come on, get around there. Dang it. You got my boo-boo. I hope you're in focus.
I think it was, finally.
I saw the lens just sitting right here, and I'm trying to get around that. It's
Really?
just like, no!
Oh, one more dab, maybe two.
Yeah. That's right. I'll reposition. 1, 2. And there, you have successfully completed your throttle body swap.
Am I sunburned? feel sunburn. I'm a little sad. I just realized that this essentially autographed plate in the back is in the back. I'm gonna have to put a mirror on the firewall.
That way if somebody's ever crawling through a show, they see your truck and they're like, I know that truck. They're gonna be like hanging over it like this, be like, it's there!
You said something earlier about needing a stunt double.
You have just reached the end of a very special episode. Not just because of the collaboration with the Fabrication series, but this is also the 50th episode of Garage Fab. And yesterday, Garage Fab reached 50,000 subscribers. I had to look it up in order to comprehend. 50,000 people filled the old Aloha Stadium in Hawaii. 50,000 people. So here's a quick thank you to everybody who subscribed, watched, liked, commented, and shared in the journey so far. And we are only just beginning. We'll see you in the next one, my friends. Keep moving forward.